In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. Today we welcome Bradford Carlton, founder of Automate Business AI. Bradford has a unique ability to transform complex AI technologies into accessible tools for solo and small business owners. With a background as a former attorney and extensive experience consulting across diverse industries, Bradford has not only assisted hundreds of business in optimizing their marketing and operational strategies, but he has also referred over $6 billion with a B in business funding. His mission is clear: to empower entrepreneurs to reclaim their time and scale their operations through the power of automation. Bradford is on the front lines of AI advancement and committed to teaching others how to leverage these innovations to drive meaningful results. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today, Bradford.
Absolutely, Emmanuel. I love your intro, by the way. That's great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I love the work that you're doing, and I'm interested to hear a little bit about what you see some of the common issues are with small and medium-sized business in terms of developing an AI implementation plan and then actually getting into the implementation.
All right, we're going straight for the jugular, aren't we? Look at this.
Yeah. So
I can tell you right now, the number one single issue, I got asked this on a podcast the other day, we're top three things. I only gave one answer because it's the same thing. Processes. Most business owners don't have processes. Right. They know what they do. They know how to do it habitually. But if I asked you, how do you do this in as minute detail as possible so that I can build an AI that does it for you, they drop. They don't know how to do it. They just have no idea. That well, I would go here. Well, where? What page? I don't know. Do you have an SOP? Nah, nope.
All right. I like that. The process visualization. So I actually built a piece of software that takes people step by step in order to walk them through what the activity is, what the software they're using, and how much time they take to manually do that, so that we can get the visualization up and then be able to start to draw the automation connection. So
that's right.
I'll share that with you when we're offline, and maybe it'll be.
Oh, no, you shared it last time we spoke. That was like 4 weeks ago. It's been on my monitor this whole time. I'm actually staring at it right now.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I love what you put together.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. strategictask.ai is the domain for that. And I use it for all kinds of things, but anytime I'm trying to discuss with a client what we're looking to do or how we're doing it, then that's the first tool I use. Mm-hmm. I love to know a little bit about your tech stack, and if you're on an MCP server with N8N, or if you've come up with some other dastardly connectors that is proprietary to Dr. Bradford Carlton.
So I like to say I'm not a techie. And, you read my bio. I was an attorney. I'm a business consultant. I have built my own PC. I'll say that, but that's hardware. Hardware is totally different from software.
Sure.
And so when it came to AI, I was a newbie. And so, 8 months ago, I sat down, I said to myself, I have to learn how to code, because, moving into this world of AI, if you don't know how to put together your own software to be able to do what you want, you're at the mercy of having to deal with somebody else's tech stack and their hookups and all of that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn it. Nice. And it failed miserably. I spent 3 weeks trying, and I just
your brain doesn't work
logic,
like
but trying to understand how this structure, this function, and then the letters and comma, I just didn't get it.
Yep.
So that's when I transitioned over to N8N. I liked N8N because it's a nice visual builder. It's basically just Legos. You stick stuff together, and it's easy. Even I can do that. I got lucky that I sprained my ankle. I stood up one day and my leg said, you know what? No, you're not going to stand up. And I went straight down, sprained my ankle, and I was stuck in bed with my laptop for 2 months. And I'm like, okay, If I'm not going to learn coding, I'm going to learn this platform and nothing else. I'm not going to learn anything else, just this right here. And thankfully, it's so simple that even I can do it.
Yeah.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. And so, no, I don't particularly have any high-end, highfalutin MCP servers. I'm this week going to try to figure out how to self-host. I've been on the cloud version the whole time because I'm not a techie. Everybody comes to me like, oh, I got these tech support questions. Well, I'm a coach.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I think, you speak a little bit to how accessible it is if you want to go down that road. But most business owners are busy running their business and trying to deliver services to their clients and customers. So I guess what are some of the practical steps? I understand SOPs and those things are one of the primary drivers, but what are some of the other practical steps around at least thinking about how to deliver AI into a business?
So I'm young enough to remember, or old enough to remember, a time before the internet. I remember I grew up in the 90s, so I'm dating myself in that sense. We didn't have the internet, and then all of a sudden we had the internet.
Yep.
And all of a sudden everybody needed to transition over to the internet, because if you didn't have a website, you didn't exist. And then it was social media, right? Not just a website. Now you needed social media. And here we are with AI. And you're saying, well, these busy business owners they don't have time to learn how to do this, when this is the next transition. Right. So you're going to transition to AI. It's just a matter of, are you going to do it now, or are you going to wait for all of your competitors to pass you with all of these automations that can do basically anything that you're currently doing, or are you going to do it now?
Yeah.
So I don't really have any sympathy for anybody who says they're too busy to learn this. You learned how to use your computer. You learned how to get onto social media and advertise. You learned all these things. You might as well take the time to do this too. As far as practical steps go, I use N8N, and you're familiar with it. Sure. But there are thousands and thousands and thousands of templates for just that one platform out there that will do lead scraping, that will do social media posting, that'll do your data entry, you just have to go find it, or, go to my YouTube, find me. I've got tons and tons of these workflows I just give away.
Yeah. Is it Bradford Carlton? Is that your YouTube channel?
Yep. Bradford Carlton, bradfordcarlton.com. I'm really easy to find.
Good.
And you just go find them, download them. There's a little bit of setup, but it shouldn't take you more than half an hour to set up your credentials. And then there you go. You have some automation going that's able to operate 24/7 for you.
Well, and so for smaller businesses, what are some of the most interesting automations you've built so far?
The ones that get the most traction are my lead scrapers. So when I started, I wanted to try to replace myself from my business. That was my main goal. Is how do I get myself out of my business? And so I generally don't do a lot of outbound marketing, just because I get so much inbound. I don't have to worry about outbound. So one day I decided, hey, I'll put together a scraper that'll pull businesses off of Google Maps. So if somebody in a town, or who wants to travel around, wants to go find businesses, you'll get their phone number, their website. I have another workflow that'll grab their email off of their website. And those ones have blown up because so many people are like, oh, I need more leads. Well, you take that map scraper, you hook it up with another one that reaches out to Apollo. Apollo is the data cleanup and the one that gets you their contact information, all that. They have an API integration. You set that up through a service called Appify. And now you just set up your map scraper, and it gives you their full stack. It gives you their LinkedIn, their phone number, all their email addresses, everybody at their company. It gives you as much as you want. And so you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to go out and hire somebody's list that you don't know is any good. You can get it right now.
And if there's people that have would rather hire somebody, I mean, what kind of fee schedule are we talking about in terms of a range to deploy something like that?
To build out the workflow or to integrate it into their business?
Yeah.
It can range from anywhere from $500 for something simple to several $1,000s for something complex. I had a company 2 weeks ago. They wanted a full, just their entire business turned into AI. So they wanted a dashboard for their clients to be able to put information in, their emails to be integrated into a database on the back end, and a dynamic charts and graphs and everything. that's 5 figures just because I have to hire a team to figure out how to do all that. I'm not a techie, right?
Right.
But for something simple like to label your emails, super simple, that can then be turned into another workflow that then handles your emails. I built those and I give those away for free. To integrate something like that's only a couple $100.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so that's something like a fixer kind of tool that you've built your own version of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then nice.
Yep.
And people can get that at your website.
They can get it on so from YouTube, you'll go to my school community, and that's where I have it all. Gotcha. So it's school.com/automate-business-AI. And that's where all my workflows are. I give them all away for free because AI should be to the public.
It is. It is a way that it's leveling the playing field for a lot of the small businesses who are jumping on it right now.
That's right.
What is one of the more complicated automations you put together, Bradford?
So my most complicated one is the one I set out to build, which is my executive assistant. I don't like working. I like spending time with my family for some reason. I'd prefer to go off to the pool if I can help it, living in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. And so I started building an executive assistant. And when I first started, I bit off more than I could chew. You try to build something that complex, and you don't have a background in it, it's not going to happen. So I focused on building tools, summarize a PDF for me, or handle my emails, or schedule on my calendar. Or if you're familiar with Napoleon Hill, I built an invisible counsel. So now I can ask Jeff Bezos anything I want anytime. And I put that all together into one giant bot that I just call through Slack. So I have one point of contact, and it calls whatever tool I need. And I built it modular so that anything else I build from there, I can just integrate into the bot just by adding an additional kind of branch. And I probably did it totally backwards from the way a tech person would. Right. I did it as a business person would. I actually started with an org chart. And I said to myself, okay, what do I need to do in order to build the business of my dreams and not have to do any of the work? And so I've just been piece by piece building it into this giant executive assistant. And it's something like 31 different tools all stitched together. And anytime anybody looks at it, they go, oh, you built that thing from Marvel that I'm not going to say the name of because I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, that's funny. So about how long did it take you to build out that whole process?
If you look at it as, in terms of time, I've been building it for 8 months. If you look at how much time I actually spend each day, I try to build a bot a day. And a bot can be as simple as like 5 things. I take something from Google Sheets, I process it with an AI, I split it based on what it turned out to be, and then I put it back into Google Sheets. That's a bot, in my opinion. And that takes me an hour to make. And so I try to make one of those a day. And, it took about 8 months to get all the different pieces and parts together to be able to build this truly comprehensive executive assistant.
That's awesome. I love that it's additive. It's like anything that's a valuable asset in your personal life or your business, right? Is that just keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And then ultimately you've got this massive asset that's feeding you.
And that's the way I looked at it from the very start. And that's how everybody should be looking at AI. If you have a tool that is yours, it's yours forever. It's a piece of software that you no longer need to buy or rent from somebody else. Right. If you find a way to either build onto it or build it as part of something bigger, it just grows and grows and grows. Yeah,
love that. And then talk to me a little bit about your school group and what you cover, how, what we have access to by being in school with you.
You've got pretty much everything in there. So all the tutorials I make on how to use N8N, all the tutorials I make on how to do agentic systems to be able to build these bots yourself, all the workflows that I make, my base level workflows. As I've put them out, people go, oh, it doesn't work this way or that way. So I make more advanced versions. And I put those behind my paywall, my advanced community. And so you get access to over 40 different workflows, ranging from social media posting bots to lead scrapers to document prep and all kinds of different little tools that you might need for your business. Everything I built for myself first. Okay. And I don't put anything else unless I'm going to use it for my business, because if I'm going to use it, somebody else is likely to use it, because business is more or less all the same, right?
Right.
And so that's what they get. They get a great community. I'm very responsive. I try to make sure I answer any support questions I can within, a couple hours. just because I like the aspect of community. I've been a content creator for a while, and it thrills me to be able to help people like that.
That's awesome. Is it all asynchronous learning, or do you do webinars or sessions where people have access to you live?
So we're actually going to be implementing that soon. It's been on my list of things to do. It's been a matter of this. You'll love this. Every brand I start online, this is my third online brand, I start from absolute scratch just to be able to prove I can do it from scratch.
Yeah.
And then it makes for a great story when it becomes successful, and they always do. So
nice.
So we just hit something like 1.4 thousand people in the community, just making YouTube content, evergreen content. And now we're starting to transition toward that, more focusing on the sales funnel. I got my marketing funnel locked in. Let's focus on the sales funnel. And so we're going to do live sessions starting Wednesdays and doing Wednesdays and Saturdays, probably in about a week and a half or two.
Awesome. Well, that's a big group of people. Is there any particular, I know you come from a legal profession, but is there any particular industry that you like working with?
Ooh, that's a good one. Not particularly. I've done it all. I've done everything from action sports to combat sports to movies to gold mines and everything in between. So like for me, when I look at a business plan or I look at somebody's operation, I'm not necessarily seeing the minutia of what they actually do.
Right.
The bigger kind of concepts. So there's never been any business that I've come across that I'm like, oh shucks, this is such a good business. I like working with video gamers, because like I'm a gamer myself, and that was my first brand, was the Gamerpreneur, teaching gamers how to be entrepreneurs. Not being a techie made it kind of interesting, but but no, there's no real distinction between businesses in my opinion. They're all the same.
Yeah. I mean, there's business processes, and then you're building out these bots or agents to help solve those business situations.
Mm-hmm.
What about around the idea of the BI part of it and dashboarding and all that? Have you built out a fair number of those?
No, that's actually my next project. So like I said, I have my executive assistant. I'm using Slack. My thinking is, why am I paying for Slack? There's tools out there that allow me to clone it or make something that just like it. So my 8-year-old daughter, she's been begging me for the entire time to be able to make bots with me. And so I said, okay, well, this is your school assignment, because we homeschool her for the next quarter. You get to make a UI for our bot. And she's got something cool. It talks to N8N. We just need to figure out how to do the file uploads, and she's basically done it.
Nice. And is it one of the vibe coding tools that she's using, or what's she doing?
Pretty much. Yeah. We just, she used ChatGPT. She says, hey, I want a UI that's a clone of Slack, and it made something. Now she's like, okay, now I want this feature, and it writes it out and she adds it to it.
Interesting. Yeah. The age of customization is so profound now with, I use that tool Replit, and then Lovable, and a ton of other ones like that. But it's phenomenal about being able to take and customize not just your processes, but then to think about it in terms of the other people who maybe would be able to get benefit from it and be able to commercialize that.
Absolutely. That's also a little bit of what I was focusing on when I started the brand, is the bots that I make, could somebody take it and then they use it to go make money themselves?
Sure.
Even if it's just on Fiverr offering Google Maps scraping, right? Can I get you a lead of 1,000 businesses in an hour? Yep.
Right.
I charge you $50 for it, right? Like you can make money on these things.
Wow. Well, I love what you're doing, and I think it's important that people like you and I take the role of educator and help support the rest of the market in getting access to these time-saving tools. And I applaud the work that you're doing, and appreciate you joining me and talking about it today.
Thank you very much. And if I can end on a final note, if anybody's out there listening, you don't have to be techie to do this. You really don't. You don't have to know any of the computer stuff. I don't. If I need code, I don't know what it means. I copy and paste it from ChatGPT. It works. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some sticky wickets, but I think
security and stuff like that. But that's what your IT department's for, right?
Sure. Yeah. No, but it's very accessible. I agree with you, and I recommend looking at the school group. It's only $39 a month. So that's really it's a great way to have a soft entry into into these automations with Bradford and the other people in the community. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you for the plug for the paid community. They can join the free one too for free.
Yeah, no, I'm going to join the paid one, and I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be in there chatting it up with people and see what they're working on.
Absolutely. There's some cool projects though. But okay, sorry.
I bet. No, that's good. No, I'm really thankful for your time and appreciate it. We'll have obviously all the links to your content online in the show notes, and I hope that you have a great day.
Thank you. You as well, Manuel.
All right, hold on for me while I close out the show, and we'll say goodbye. Thanks. Well, it's a great reminder that that the automations and agent creation is accessible to all of us who are not super techie. And I agree with Bradford that just get in there into ChatGPT or into Lovable or one of those types of tools and explain the challenge that you're having or the solution that you're looking to create in your business, and then learn about it a little bit at a time and maintain that additive process mentality. So I hope you found some value today from the show. Also, truly hope that you take some time to either work with ChatGPT or a site like There's an AI for that. Find a tool or two that you can test and get some time back in your work week. And with that time, you spend it with your friends or your family, or you get outside in nature and get away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.